upset at me and my homegirls. Because if we can't go to Bella Noches, then where the fuck can we go? Okay, love you, drive safe. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome. It's like that, y'all. I ain't really give a fuck about it at all. Hey, I kind of want to do like a talk today, like a little tea time talk. I have my cup of tea right here. This is my mango pineapple green tea from Trader Joe's. It's pretty good. This is like, I don't drink coffee, so like tea be my only source of caffeine. Let's take out my braids because these hoes are kind of crazy right now. I look like I got electrocuted. Let's talk healing. Let's talk healing, yeah. Cheers, by the way. Tea break, hold on. Obviously, healing is not linear. It's a journey, it's a roller coaster, ups and downs all the time, emotions everywhere. Sometimes out of nowhere, whether it be a year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, after you heal, things still tend to affect you in ways that you don't know. And I just take that with a grain of salt because a lot of things like that kind of happen, especially when you're in a healing journey. You're healing from everything, like you're unfolding yourself. One thing that I'm trying to learn is to put more of a definition on the emotion that I'm feeling, because I feel as though sometimes I categorize my emotions in sadness, anger, joy, happiness, you know, like those bigger, what could be umbrella terms for emotions. And so what I'm working on right now is being able to dive deeper into more than just the surface level emotions, get into activating different types of emotions. I be getting choked up when I be talking about shit like this. Life is hard sometimes. That's really it. Life is hard. Like literally in a snap of the fingers, you could just feel like shit. Literally. And the way that I know I'm not gonna give up is what keeps me going. It's very important to know that I'm gonna get through this. I've been through this. It's really just balance. I feel like when you're able to stay consistent, like one thing that I lack, and I've lacked in probably 6, 7, 8 months, is consistency. And I'm able to call myself out on it because I have learned to be able to hold myself more accountable for things that are ultimately up to me to change. You know what I'm saying? So I know for like 7, 8 months, maybe even a year, I've been inconsistent with myself, with others, with my words, and it's not okay. And I'm learning. So I know I'm striving for greatness, and I'm not going to allow myself to just dip back down and be the same person I was a year ago. And that's literally what keeps me going every single day. When I have those hard days, I feel like for me, like they really change the direction of where I'm going, because not every day is going to be perfect. There's so many times where I'm like, okay, like I could really do a consistent schedule because I was so used to that. But also when I look back at times like that, when I had 2, 3 jobs, when I was constantly on the go, when I was constantly giving every other person but myself my own time and not holding myself accountable for things, losing friendships and going into temporary friendships, and being able to not decipher what was good for me versus what was bad for me. When I was on that time schedule, yeah, I was busy, but I wasn't happy. I was going day to day, not giving a about me, truly. I was making sure everyone else was accounted for, and I still do that for sure, but it's so different now because I focus on myself first. I'm able to put my foot down and say no and then check up on others because I know what it feels like to be overstepped, to be overlooked. I would much rather start to build my routine and be consistent with myself in a routine that's going to benefit me long term versus one that felt so good in the moment, but now looking back on it, I do feel like it was a lot of learning curves. I feel like it was a lot of downs more than ups because I was around the wrong people. I was letting the wrong people have my time. So
no, my bad.
wow, she went a little crazy with that one. That came out of me. I've been frustrated about certain things like that, and I feel like I don't really get to talk out loud about my true feelings about how I was beginning of COVID, and probably because Right up until COVID happened, I was really well. So I just got my associates in kinesiology. I was working out every single day, bro. Like, I was hiking all the time. I was so fit, and I was like in such a good rhythm. Boom. Quarantine hits. Boom. COVID hits. Boom. We all going through it right now. Anyway, it was tough. I don't think I had hit such a pivotal moment so fucking fast. Like, when I tell you, slapped in the face with depression that I hadn't felt in maybe like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, crazy depression. I worked on Melrose at the time, like right when this started happening. It was all about meeting people. It was all about being in the scene. Like, there was so many people I was meeting on a day-to-day basis that could have flung me to where I want to be today, but I was not in the right environment. There were so many people that I just gave my time to that did not deserve it. And I've learned from it. There were so many temporary friendships. We were making memories, which was fun. And I really am a hoarder of memories. I love memories. I would choose memories over anything else for sure. But I found my own flaws in the friendships that I did have at the moment. I drank every day, smoked every day, wanted to party all the time. Every weekend we would party. In these moments that I was with these temporary friendships, if I would have been doing what I wanted to do, podcasting, YouTube, while this was happening, and seeing the different persons that I was becoming and evolving into, just so many different versions of myself within a span of a year and a half. And I don't know where I'd be at right now, you know, and I don't have regrets. I really enjoy where I'm at right now per se. I'm like an outgoing, nonchalant person. Really changed the way I approach new people and new relationships and just new situations because of not only because of the healing that I've gone through, but also because of the experiences that I've had. Obviously, you learn, you grow. Why would you work so hard to stay the same? You get what I'm saying? Like, change is inevitable. It's gonna happen, whether or not you want it, whether or not you're expecting it, whether or not you receive it, whether or not you want it, whatever. It's gonna happen. And I love it. Because now that I'm actually finding the fuel and the fire and the motivation to actually do it, the conversations that I've had with a lot of people that I have just as social media friends, as acquaintances, I know they stick and they remember the conversations because just the way that we both articulate words, you know what I'm saying? When it's a conversation with two people that really are intellectual and want to talk about things that matter and aren't scared to be vulnerable, and you're going to remember those conversations years from now. When somebody asks you for a favor and it's a person you've had a great conversation with and they remember you like that, they're gonna help you out. You're gonna help them out. It's all support, it's all love. It's something that I feel like us as humans lack sometimes because fear of rejection, because fear of loss, because fear of not being successful, because fear of dignity, fear of losing your dignity, you know what I'm saying? Fear of getting shut down, fear of having the door slammed in your face, fear of somebody saying no to your face. I always tell myself that I'm not scared anymore, and then boom, I'll self-sabotage, and then boom, I'll have self-doubt, or boom, I'll have those conversations with myself. What the fuck is we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'll stare at myself in the mirror. I'm like, talk to me, shawty. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What I gotta plug in the matrix right now to get you to get going. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think that goes back to me saying how I'm a nonchalant, outgoing person. I've learned, and weed helped for sure. Weed, I'm like a nerd. I'm a nerd about weed. Cannabis, marijuana, I'm a nerd. The way it's made, the way there's terpenes, cannabinoids, the taste, the flavor profile, like everything, the density, the fucking nugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm such a nerd about weed. So anyway, I think overall I started allowing myself in the way that I started smoking really heavy in the months leading to me quitting my dispensary. I truly was healing. So I was also learning how to be super observant of the real world while dealing with my internal world and deciphering placements of people, situations, experiences, memories, bad times, good times, healing, loss, trauma, heartbreak, like everything. I was allowing myself to be a lot more mellow and a lot more, like I said, observant, reserved, watching and waiting instead of just going. It low-key pulled a plug on how outgoing I was, but I'm not mad at it. I wasn't ever looking at it as a bad thing because I learned and I was able to change my dynamic of the way I go about life, and it just did a whole 180. You know what I'm saying? last few weeks have been a little bit of up and down, but more on uphill. I'm learning. Luckily, the growth that I've made in the past few days has made me relatively happy, honestly. I have run 30 miles since March 7th. It is now March 16th. I think I took 3 days total off, but the rest I ran. Today I did 6 miles, and that's amazing to me. For me to be like, yeah, let me go run, and then do it, and do 30 miles, and not want to stop, and now think about how by the end of March, I could have 60 to 70 miles done because I just had this switch. That shit is cool to me, you know what I'm saying? And like, the way that I've evolved is really crazy to me, and it's cool. Growth is fire. Growth is fire. Also, setbacks are fire too. I'm not gonna lie. Vibrating and teaching yourself how to vibrate at higher vibrations, higher frequencies all the time, it truly does change the way you live your life. It's such a game changer. It's such a game changer. And for that, I am grateful that I've learned and I've educated myself, and I'm finding her again. I'm finding her. I'm finding the versions that I have of myself. I'm merging them into one. You act different around your mom versus your homies versus your grandma, you know what I'm saying? And if they could all see somewhat of the same version of me, it would bring the whole picture together, you know? So I just like to talk, and I like to see if it helps anyone because it helps me to get it out, and it could be a therapy session for you. And if it isn't, you know what? Cool. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. My name is Sav. It was really nice talking to you guys. It feels really good to just get my thoughts out and just feel okay with it. And make sure you drink your water. Make sure you drink some tea. Make sure you take your vitamins, your veggies, your fruits. Try to regulate your routine and try to eat regularly too, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get so caught up in being busy, boom, 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 that the basic human necessities are overlooked. You function way better when your basic human necessities are met. So if you want to function better, do better for yourself. I believe in y'all. I'm proud of you. If you don't hear it enough, I'm proud of you. Keep going, keep shining a light in this world, keep being the reason some people smile, keep being you know what I'm saying? Like I said, change is inevitable though. Know that change is inevitable. Healing is not linear. Much love. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.